This is Volusia Today, a public information radio program brought to you by the County of Volusia.
Good morning, Volusia County. My name is Michael Ryan, and you are listening to Volusia Today, Volusia County's only and best source for local news. How's that? That was my new one, Clayton.
I like that.
Is that a good intro?
I like that. Now, the one last week is pretty good, too.
Yeah, I should probably write one down and keep it. Instead
No,
of making
then
it
it gets too bland. You got to go off. You just got to go off script, man.
Next week, we're going to be world news or something. I'm going to expand our scope a little bit. Again, you're listening to Volusia Today. My name is Michael Ryan, and we are the Volusia County governmental news show, which sounds super exciting. I'm joined today. Exactly. I'm joined today by my co-host Clayton and Heather. Heather, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Your smile was cracking me. I don't know why. When we, as soon as we went on air, it was very funny. It was very funny. How are you this morning?
I'm great. I'm so happy to see the weather in the 80s. I am.
Right.
I love the summer. It's my favorite season by far. I'm a little tired. Maggie and I, our other community information marketing specialists, went to DeBerry Hall last night.
Oh yeah. And
went line dancing for their kind of line dancing thing that they do every other Thursday usually.
Yeah.
What a fun time. I was surprisingly very entertained by it all.
We have a whole agenda in front of us to talk a whole lot of stories.
Jumped right into it.
But yeah, Heather just took over the show, and I have so many questions about this.
Yeah, so people of all ages, all different walks of life, men, women, people younger than me, people older than me. I walked in knowing that we were going to do the dance to Shivers, which if you're an Ed Sheeran fan, you know that song and you may know that dance.
That's a good line dancing song.
I guess so. And this is like a whole different thing to me. They do pop songs all the time. And you get in, we do a little warm up to the Cupid Shuffle. So everyone's like pretty comfortable because they know that dance. Then we did the whole learning phase of the new dance that this was new to everybody in the room. The staff at DeBerry Hall, shout out Lisa and Tracy. They do a great job. They're on the mic. They're walking us through
Do they
it.
Dance?
Oh, they dance.
Yeah.
Everyone. It was so fun. Truly like a judgment-free zone. I never felt like if I messed up, it was a big deal. So that was nice. And then after we finished the one that we learned, they're kind of like the professionals, all these people who they come every other Thursday. For the most part, there was 30 to 40 people there.
Oh, wow.
I was very surprised by all of this. It was so much fun. But then we did 3 other songs really fast where we're learning them and just doing them. But it was so much fun. People were singing, dancing, clapping. It was awesome.
So who was better, you or Maggie?
Maggie's really good. She
Is she
caught
really?
on quickly, yeah. I guess she went to the barn a lot when she was in college, so.
What does that mean?
The barn? Oh,
Yeah.
It's like a line dancing country bar in Sanford.
Maggie did?
Yeah, but I guess she was telling me she would go for dancing, where my college recollection of bars was
different
a
than
little
that.
less
Barn.
dancing.
I thought you said the bar at first instead of the barn. I don't remember line dancing at the bars I went to in college.
That's surprising.
See, I do growing up in Dallas, growing up in Texas. I do, and that was where everybody went. And I don't think in my life I've ever line danced. I don't remember. Maybe peer pressured into it at one point, but that was pretty normal in college.
Once you get the hang of it, I feel like you can do it. They have a handful of standard moves, the Charleston, the Grapevine, the Jazz Box. So once you kind of get those down, it's really just a matter of piecing them all together and then incorporating it on the dance floor. It was a lot of fun.
I hope y'all got videos of this.
Oh, we're definitely doing a video.
Wait, are you in the video?
Up.
Oh, good.
So you'll get the true experience that I had.
So tell me again for our listeners, what was this called?
So it's line dancing at DeBerry Hall Historic Site.
Okay.
They do it pretty much every other Thursday. If you check either the county calendar on volusia.org or if you go to deberryhall.com, you can find their next one that's upcoming. They do it from 5:30 to 6:30. It was $3. It was
$3. I'm sorry, $3.
$3.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it,
and
I definitely want to go again.
How long did it last?
We were there for the solid hour,
Okay.
from start to finish. Get there a little bit early so you can be ready to go. Also, wasn't sure if I should have cowboy boots or if I should wear sneakers. And again, judgment-free zone. Everybody was kind of a mixed bag. So some people were in their athletic gear and sweating, putting their all into it.
So kind of like Zumba.
And then some people were dressed up in their best country line dancing attire.
That's greatness.
It was awesome.
So this is Florida, which is not where line dancing started, I would guess. People in sandals?
I don't know. Maybe.
I totally do in sandals.
It might have been.
So it's $3 and it's line dancing at DeBerry Hall. I'm assuming it's out in the I don't know what that building is.
They have a stable. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, what?
A stable.
It's in the stable.
In the stable. Like, this is a very authentic experience.
That is so great.
It was fun.
So great.
Yeah, DeBerry Hall's amazing. They got something else going on tomorrow.
Oh yeah, they
right?
have Living History Day tomorrow, March 9th. It's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and whatever time you get there, they have all these different presenters. We were actually talking a little bit with their staff about this last night. They have a George and Martha Washington impersonator.
Oh, that's great.
They come out and share the story of George and Martha. They have a Galileo impersonator as well and talks all about astronomy. They do special edition guided tours where they have reenactors of the DeBerry family that walk you through the rooms and tell the story of the family and how they came to Florida and built the estate and why they built the estate and some of the kind of fun stories they have that were taken in history. Let's see.
What about games? Are they doing like any type of games?
They do like
there?
Victorian yard games. So they found the yard games that they were doing back in that time period. They also do, it's called What's Under the Dress. And they talk about the different layers of items that were under the Victorian dresses from that time period as well. So.
Oh, which looks like a lot based on the pictures.
Yeah.
Right.
And I always think, like, I can't imagine how they were wearing those dresses in a Florida summer.
Oh my God, I can't. Clayton, this weekend I was going to go to a concert and go to Disney, but now I'm going to play some Victorian yard games. I cannot wait to do that. You want to come over?
Did they play cornhole back then?
Yeah, what?
I think so.
They called it something different.
Yeah, maybe.
Wow. So, my wife grew up here, raised here, spent her whole life here, most of it, and had no idea that DeBerry Hall was here.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Or they know about it and they've just never been.
Such a hidden gem, right? And
I love it
So
there.
much good programming.
It's really cool. And if you're into history at all, it's definitely a place you should check out. It just, especially if you're into Florida history or local history, like there are so many different facts and figures and little things that are around the hall. They have a theater room where you go and watch the program of kind of, again, the history of DeBerry Hall, and takes you down the St. Johns River and the importance of
that's cool.
that and how DeBerry Hall got to be. And then obviously you can tour the house, and then they have the stable where you can see a lot of the stuff within the stable and the house are kind of the original. So they redid the original floors in the stable. The house still has all the original glass windows. So there's a lot of interesting things. And even if you're not into it, I feel like it's something like a little gateway into becoming like a history person, which I think happens to all of us as we get older.
It's clearly happened to you, Heather. So that was your Thursday night, and you told us a story off air. How was your Friday morning before you got to the show?
A little tired, and my 3-year-old spilled milk all over our house.
Oh,
this
good
morning,
deal.
so,
Good deal.
Yeah.
My point with that was even radio stars live normal lives, right?
Very normal.
Yeah.
I know, radio star. That's
Clayton, how are you this morning?
I could not be better. The weather is nice outside,
Right.
and I think the temperature's going to keep climbing. So probably our beach is going to be a little bit busy this weekend.
Yeah, our team at Beach they're gearing up for the first warm weekend in quite a while. I can't wait for the pool to heat up and the water and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. What else is going on? There's beach tryouts this weekend?
Yeah, well, actually, they had beach tryouts at the Ormond Beach YMCA last Saturday.
Okay.
Had a pretty good turnout, and just letting our listeners know that there's actually going to be another round of tryouts tomorrow at the YMCA in Port Orange. Starts at 9 a.m. Again, anybody out there who's interested in becoming a lifeguard, being a part, again, I've said this I don't know how many times, the 2023 Beach Patrol of the Year in the state of Florida. Distinguished honor. They are an amazing group of people. And, again, that we actually increased the pay this year. We increased it by $2 per hour. There is some bonuses that can be available, and you do have to meet some physical tests, but like our beach safety team have told us that, hey, if you're right there on the cusp and you're not able to pass everything, they are willing to work with you, to train you, to get you on that diet, to be able to get you to where you need to be.
Yeah, that's
so
great.
Again, 9 a.m. tomorrow, Port Orange YMCA, it's awesome.
Clayton, what's the minimum age to be a lifeguard in Volusia County?
You must be 16 years of age on or before June 1st.
Okay.
So essentially, if you're 16 years of age, you got a clean background, and you're in good fiscal shape, why not?
Yeah. Well, if you get to 16 years of age, barely there, and you don't have a clean background, there's other issues going on there. I'm sure you're going to qualify for a lot. So, Clayton, help me. My daughter works in the bakery at Publix, and my son works at Tijuana Flats, right by the Speedway and stuff. And so they both have jobs. They're both, employed and stuff. Help me understand why they should quit those jobs and go be a lifeguard. Why is it better?
Well, one thing I'd say is the weather. I mean, you're going to be outside getting some vitamin D. Some people, they enjoy the tanning. They say you get a nice tan. But also, it's kind of a way to build a career.
Yes.
Like I said, some of our lifeguards, we actually have full time. They actually started as a summer lifeguard. They thought they were going to do something for a summer, while they're home for college or even on their summer break high school. They started doing that. They started learning the ropes of what a wonderful agency it is, the numerous benefits for working for the county. And, they decided to turn that to a career. And kind of gets your foot into government. And plus, working for, the beach safety division for the county of Volusia, even if your career aspirations aren't to be a full-time lifeguard, I would say the resume and the cover letter, working a lifeguard for a county government, will hold a little bit more credentials than what you're just saying. Yeah. That would be my spiel.
I was just going to say it's probably not boring.
It's probably not boring.
No, she wins. She wins.
If I'm talking to a 17-year-old kid, I got to choose between slinging burritos at Tijuana Flats or hanging out at the beach all day. I mean, come on.
Clayton,
it's a no-brainer.
I took the more governmental
approach. He's like a dad.
It's
really great for your career and your resume.
Clayton answered my question in 3,700 words, and you answered it in 4. It's probably not boring.
If you see our press releases, I write a little bit more than Heather.
Well, I tell you what, just like this, being a lifeguard, hopefully this show is probably not boring. We're going to give you a minute to take a break and think about that, and hopefully you'll join us again.
Subscribe to the Volusia County YouTube channel.
And hit the bell icon to know what's happening in your hometown.
There are so many great places to explore.
And things to learn.
With over 1,000 videos available right now, the channel offers something for everyone.
Let's go!
Did you know we have countless features showcasing history, nature, wildlife, and recreation? Subscribe and hit the bell icon.
Or that we live stream important county meetings and workshops where leaders make decisions that can impact our everyday lives. Did you subscribe yet?
Or that we record our weekly radio show, Volusia Today, where we interview staff from the different divisions and departments across our great county, and they discuss the nitty-gritty of their field and expertise.
Go ahead, subscribe.
But that's not it. There's more. Subscribe and hit the bell icon and fully explore.
Score!
We're back to Volusia Today. We are your Community Information Division. I am Heather, along with Michael and Clayton, and we're talking about all things Volusia County, and like Michael likes to say, the best and only source for the news of Volusia County.
Why go anywhere else? That's just all misinformation.
Did I get it right?
Yeah, that was close, yeah.
So the month of March, obviously we have Bike Week here in Volusia County, but there's another thing that's semi-related, and that's Florida Bicycle Month. And we use this time in Volusia County to go over 2 different things that I think are kind of special to Volusia County. One, obviously, we have a lot of bicycles because we have a phenomenal bike trail system here, and we can talk a little bit about that. But I wanted to start by quizzing the both of you about bicycle safety statistics, and these are specific to Florida.
I'm nervous. Clayton, are you nervous?
Not at all. I'm going to fail every one of them.
I was reading through the Florida Pedestrian and Bicycle Strategic Safety Plan from the FDOT. It's a report that they do, and this is a 5-year plan. And they had some statistics about, again, bike safety. So let's see. Do you think this is a myth or if this is true?
Okay, I'm totally down. But Clayton, do you own a bike?
Yes, I do.
Your family has bikes?
Yes.
Do you guys ride?
We actually do, maybe about once every 2 weeks. I'm
All
more
right.
of a runner. I may not look like it, but I'm more of a runner. But yes, we do ride them.
Okay.
No, funny story if we get in. Actually, I got a 4-year-old, but when he was younger, I had one of those little seats on the back of my bike. And one day when I just went out riding by myself, and this group of teenagers drove by me and started screaming at me, saying, "Oh, your kid fell off the back." Completely freaked me out, and I
That's
looked
funny.
around, and I couldn't even get mad. I was like, I probably would have done the same thing when I was a high schooler.
I used to have one
Good,
of those.
clean fun.
I used to have one of those trailers that you hook up to your rear axle, and I would drive my kid around all over the place and stuff. Yeah, super dad, right?
All right, let's get into it. Crashes involving people walking and biking usually occur at intersections. Do you think that's true or false?
I'm going with true, Clayton.
I'm going to go with false.
So Clayton's right. Most pedestrian crashes occur away from the intersections. That's for pedestrians. So I guess maybe we're half right. Nearly half of the bicycle crashes are at intersections, so it's kind of like 50-50. So
I'll give it to Clayton, though.
Pedestrians, 26% are at intersections, while the other 74 are on roadways, and bicyclists, again, like 50-50. All right, seasonal tourists are responsible for most of Florida crashes.
Oh, I'm going with no.
No, I'm agreeing with Michael on
No,
that.
you're right. That is not true. They do tend to increase during the winter months. 95% of bicyclists, pedestrians, and drivers in fatal or serious accidents that they are residing in Florida. So we are hurting our own people by not paying attention. So want to make sure that we're obviously, as drivers, not being distracted. And then as pedestrians and bicyclists, following crosswalks and staying in bike lanes and things like that. Furthermore, a lot of these, 83%, are happening right in your own community. So maybe just that comfort factor where you're very comfortable with your roads and you're kind of just going through the motions. Yep. Another reminder to just really be aware while we're driving. All right, next one. Florida's aging population is responsible for the state's high crash rate.
I'm going with no on that one, too.
I will agree with Michael.
That's correct. While Florida, people over 70 in Florida make up 16% of our licensed driver, only 9% of drivers involved in these serious bicycle accidents are in this age group. So we cannot blame our senior citizens. They are doing their good job out there on the road.
This is fascinating, Heather.
And then the last one, most crashes that affect people walking and biking involve drugs or alcohol.
I'm going to go with no on that one, too.
You guys are right. Yep. So if we like to think that, they must have been, drinking or they must have. No, that's not true. It's actually 11% for pedestrians and 5% for bicyclists. And only 3% of the drivers involved in those crashes were suspected of alcohol use and 1% of drug abuse. So
what does all that tell us?
That it sounds to me like it's mostly a distracted driver situation, or a pedestrian or biker not following the laws. So they give some follow up, like here's how we can prevent that. For drivers, Florida law requires 3 foot for passing as a distance as a minimum. So if you did not know, now you know. Obviously, for bikers, wear a properly fitted helmet. Do you guys know what that means? I feel like we say it a lot, but I never really thought about what it really means.
I don't.
I mean,
I wear a helmet. I don't know what that means.
So I guess there's like a little test. So you put your helmet on, you buckle your chin strap, and it should be so secure and snug that you can only fit no more than 2 fingers underneath it. And I feel like a lot of times it's way more than that.
Right.
So make sure once you do that chin strap, you pull it tight, and then you do a nod and a shake test. So nod your head, shake it up, and your helmet should stay securely on where it is.
For those of you listening on the radio, Heather is nodding and shaking for our benefit here.
My fake helmet. I want to make sure
just in case Clayton and I didn't know what that meant.
I got it under control. And then for drivers, again, treat the bike lane like any other traffic lane. As you're changing lanes, be sure that you're looking for bicyclists, especially when they have their shoulder lanes. And when you're taking turns, I know our Sheriff Chitwood did a PSA on that specific instance when you're taking a right-hand turn, to really just check that side of you. And then for bicyclists, use your hand signals. If you're out at night, have something reflective or lit, and that also helps, hopefully these accidents occurring at a much less rate.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for sharing, Heather.
Yeah.
So March is, wait, help me out so I get it right. It's
Florida Bicycle Month.
Florida Bicycle Month. Clayton, right now, in addition to the bicycles, we have a different kind of bike in Daytona and Volusia County.
Actually, there's probably two different types of bikes.
Yes,
in
help me
addition to
out.
what Heather just said. Well, for our listeners, we talked about last week that AMA Arena Cross, they were at the Ocean Center last Friday.
Yeah.
But, hey, everybody, they're actually coming back. They're actually going to be at the Ocean Center again tonight and tomorrow night. So, again, you want to see some cool jumps, some racing, good family atmosphere. Bring the kids out. You got 2 more opportunities, tonight and tomorrow. So go to Ticketmaster.com, find those tickets, and maybe if you just want to do a spur-of-the-moment thing, you can actually get those tickets at the box office.
Lots of big things happening at the Ocean Center right now. It's also Bike Week still in Daytona. We talked about it. It started last weekend, so we want to make sure everybody's keeping an eye out for the bikes. I think probably everybody knows at this point because all the bikes have been in town for several days. But it's going to go through. It goes through Sunday, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So still a very busy community with the bikes. Keep an eye out for that. Clayton, I want to go back to the Ocean Center for a second. They just had a huge announcement for a coup for a comedy concert that they landed. Do you know who that is?
The Machine.
No, you do know. I'm sorry, who? Tell me again.
The Machine.
And who's the Machine for Heather? She doesn't know.
No, I do.
Who is it?
Bert Kreischer.
Ah.
And he's on his 3rd annual Fully Loaded Comedy Festival. And as soon as I saw the news, I sent the press release to my husband, and I'm like, Happy Father's Day. We're going.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
That's funny because I sent it to my wife and said, Happy Father's Day, I want to go.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
So I don't know. She's not real good at hints.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But if the listeners don't know who he is, definitely head over to your Netflix account or your borrowed Netflix account from one of your family members.
Thanks, Mom.
Let's be honest. And go watch some of his stand-up. Hilarious. And locally, if you're like a Tom and Dan fan, I feel like it's kind of similar to that. So,
Do you know how he became famous? It's a
No.
great story. Do you know, Clayton?
I do. I know he did that stand-up bit.
Yeah, but before that, there's a national publication, magazine, whose name shall go unidentified, who named him I forget the title, but it was like the greatest college party animal ever. And like they went out and did this research, and somehow they landed on him. And in that year, some 90s or something, he was named that. And out of that, he built an entire career out of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? And he's turned that whole I was a party animal in college into into a career, and now he's a dad, and so the evolution of that, so he has an unlimited amount of content, I would think. And I don't know if you've looked at the bill, but that it's a whole comedy festival, and I read a little bit about this. He said he wanted to basically replicate Lollapalooza in the comedy world, which is a great concept, right? So if you go back and look at that bill, it's not just him. It's I think it's David Hell. There's a handful of like other really David Spade is on there, a couple of other really famous good comedians. So it's going to be a good night, great way to spend Father's Day in Volusia County. So, Clayton, what else is going on? A couple minutes left. What do you want to leave us with?
Well, kind of just piggyback on some of the safety things that Heather's talking about is I just want to make sure that our residents know about a wonderful service that the Emergency Medical Administration offers, that if you have an AED on your property, which is, the technical term slipping me, but it's one of the devices that uses shock if somebody's in cardiac arrest. If you have one of those AED machines or devices on your property, please contact the county, the Emergency Medical Administration. Let them know that you have a device there and where it's located, because what our staff do, they actually relay that information to emergency medical dispatchers.
Oh, that's great.
So, for example, if you own a business and you call and you tell them where that device is on your property, they will relay that information. And then, heaven forbid, somebody goes into cardiac arrest on your property at your business. Then a 911 caller says, hey, I'm here. I've got a gentleman who is not responding. The dispatcher say, I have on record that there is an AED device on the 2nd floor next to the men's restroom. Please go grab that, and I will walk you through how to use that. So it's a wonderful service they offer. Again, it could save a life. So just please, if you do have an AED device, it's not required by law, nothing like that. We'll make sure people are aware, but it's just a complimentary service that the county offers, and we really encourage people to take advantage of that.
Clint, tell me again, who do I register that with?
That is the Emergency Medical Administration Division. Actually, you could contact Mark Wolcott. He's their director. It's his M. Wolcott, MWOLCOTT at volusia.org. So you could shoot him an email. He'd be more than happy to call you, or you could get online at volusia.org, find that division, and you can find his phone number.
All right. If you're a Volusia County business, do the right thing and register your AED. We'll be right back with some closing comments from Heather.
Looking to earn income and serve your community? Yes. Votran is now hiring and has a variety of career opportunities. Plus, Votran is offering a $1,000 hiring bonus and paid training for select positions. For a full list of job openings and to apply online, visit Votran.org. That's Votran.org. Next stop, Occupation Station. Gotta go. Driver, this is my stop.
You can access Volusia County government online at volusia.org. Listen to county council meetings, pay for permits or tags, or search the property appraisers' databases. Volusia.org is your Volusia County government information resource.
We're back with Volusia Today. We are your Community Information Division. We've got a few seconds here, but real important. If you live in Volusia County, even if you're visiting, you want to know what's going on, we are launching News You Can Use. It's going to be a newsletter monthly, and we're going to cover all the things similar to what we do on the radio show, but even more in-depth, links to where you need to get more information. So if you're interested, we have our sign-up going on right now for the first edition, and you can just visit volusia.org. It's right there on the homepage. News you can use, baby.
Can't miss it.
Yeah, sign up. But it really is like having the radio show and the podcast delivered straight to your email, right?
Yeah.
What gets easier than that? Clayton, listen, do you have a good weekend? Do you have any big plans?
We may be going to a theme park.
Nice. You mentioned I'm going to Disney. I'll go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
And also going to see Bryan Adams. Heather?
T-ball, family time, birthday party.
Have a great weekend.